Hey there, it's Dr. Crypto here, and welcome to another video. And in this video, we're just going to cover, again, a bit more Bitcoin and the current market at the moment. And also, we're going to cover a bit of Crypto.com and CRO, because CRO has been making some significant gains. But Bitcoin yesterday, though, hit that all-time high, and then suddenly, wham, bam, we went straight down. And the altcoins, actually, very surprisingly, yes, we did pull back, but it wasn't as big a pullback that I was expecting. But we had all those meme coins pumping, Shiba Inu, Pepe, Dog with Hat, you know, all going at it. And but they pull back a little bit. But obviously, they've had some big gains. And like I said, in this market, you have big pumps, you're going to have big pullbacks as well. So obviously, in this bull market, if it is true that we are going to go to potentially August and November of 2025 for the bull market, then obviously you've just got to expect you're going to get these green candles, lovely green candles, see these lovely paper profits. It's only profits if you ever take profits, that is, you know. But at the end of the day, we're going to make these big moves and we're going to get pullbacks as well. That's just going to be part of the cycle at the moment. But the meme coins, it was all getting, I don't know if you found it, but it was all getting a bit frothy in the market, especially with leverage, because a lot of people with big leverage who have been holding it since $15,000, $16,000, $17,000, so they're paying a lot of interest. So it came to a point where they've got to sort of like start to liquidate in that. But at the moment, before we get into that, we can see Bitcoin sitting at $66,958. I'm making this video with a market cap of 1.3 trillion. Billion, but the market cap total for the whole industry, crypto industry, is sitting at $2.48 trillion. So it's nothing to sneer the nose at. It's all looking bullish and pretty cool. But we can see here on the fee and greed yesterday, we were hitting 90. But this is the bull market thing. We're going to keep on getting this 90s up to 100 in extreme greed. But then we suddenly, because of that bit of fear yesterday, because people panicked, especially if you're new to crypto, you're going to expect to see these big pullbacks. You know, it's not fearful. If you're like me, just a long-term trader, and I've not put more money in willing to lose, it's not fearful for me. But anyway, we came down and we're back down to 75 now in terms of just greed. So yeah, all looking good. But like I said, this is from 2016, 2017. I think the current pullbacks we've had of recent in the last bull market was around about 20-21%. It shows you on here 2016, 17. This was the pullbacks that they had then. And look at them, they were like in the 40s. And like I said, every pullback we had, it's over. I've had that yesterday on Twitter. There's some bears that came out and saying that's it, we're going back down to 12,000. Just putting that fear in, adding that fear in. But, you know, you get, like I said, big green candles, you're going to get big red dildos as well, as he say. So, but at the moment, the trend is our friend until the very end. And always have a plan as well. That's all I say, is have a plan. But we can see here, Wolf of Wall Street retweeted from Bitcoin News. It appears that large amount of Bitcoin mined in 2010 was dumped following the all-time high, partially contributed to yesterday's price correction. But obviously, yeah, so we had that to happen as well. But also, we did get liquidations, and we could put here new crypto. So in just 24 hours, Bitcoin hit record highs, plummeted the bounce back, causing a whopping 1 billion market liquidation. So we've got those liquidations because obviously you've got people sort of buying at the top, FOMOing in towards when we're hitting that all-time high, people FOMOing in, and then bang, wallop, there's resistance there, and it pushes everybody down, and then sets all these liquidations off, and then people start getting fear, and then that starts setting more liquidations off. And that's what's basically happened yesterday. And also the traditional markets did pull back a little bit yesterday as well. So we had all those factors, but I'm not surprised. You know, we may try to hit all-time high again, go for that again, and then re-pull back. But this is what actually says here. This is actually a good point. This is PC principles here. I hope everyone is safe. Wild times in it. So far, we're following that 20K fractal almost perfectly. In 2020, this is what happened in 2020. We stopped 2% from all-time high. We nuked 17% next day. Touched all-time high 4 days later and failed. Touched it again the next day and failed. Bled 10%. Chop for 15 days and blast through violently. And are we restarting that again in 2024? All-time tested so far, tap all-time high, and then we nuked 15%. So are we going to touch all-time high 4 days later and fail again? And then are we basically going to repeat all this cycle here? So in about 15 days or so, are we going to suddenly blast through with a violent and go into uncharted territories? Are we going to go to that 70,000, 80,000? But we know yesterday that we got actually we got inflows coming in. BlackRock at 708. We had a whopping total of inflows of ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs of 648. And it says here, Bloomberg's Eric reported that Bitcoin ETFs set a new record with 10 billion in volume today. And as people are saying that what's happening is over the counter as well, they're starting to run out. And some people are saying that anytime now they could be running out and they might have to go to spots. And if they have to go to spots and start buying up, then obviously that's going to cause a price action movement. But don't also forget, we've got the Bitcoin halving coming up, where obviously that supply gets cut in half. The demand is there. Where they're going to get it from? Whoa, probably, I don't know where they're going to get it from. It could be, well, spot. And if it is, well, that's going to it's going to go rocketing up. And that could be the case. Could that be the catalyst that actually sends us really Bitcoin parabolic? But at the moment, we're also waiting for that altcoins to make their pop as well, because we can see here, if I refresh the chart on the bubbles here, when it loads up, that is, yeah, so we can see here, actually, of the hour, we can see like Floki's up, Pepe's up 3.4, WIF is sorted down, but if we go on to days, it's a bit of a mixture of, you know, obviously red and green. So, yeah, it's all looking all right. It's all looking good. All I say is when we get these drops, don't be fearful. Maybe take the opportunity. For me, if we get a big drop like I did yesterday, I saw everybody being scared. I thought on my mind, I've got a little bit of money on the spare side. I bought a bit of CRO. I bought a few other little coins as well. And I did buy myself, actually, I did treat myself to a few meme coins, because obviously some meme coins actually just dropped down quite significantly. I bought a little bit of meme coins, not going to get into them. But obviously, you know, if they carry on in the bull market, there's going to be a lot of movement in them, and then potentially a nice little profit as well to be making off them. So without further ado, let's get in to see how our friend CRO and Crypto.com are doing. So even with that dip yesterday, CRO is still holding the line at 15 pence. It's not too shabby looking from where we were in the bear market, when we were sort of around this area around here of accumulation. For me, around here was accumulation. Where we're sitting here isn't too shabby. And just like Bitcoin, we've just come up here. If I just mark this out, actually, come up here to a tiny little bit of resistance here, like, and obviously like Bitcoin's hit a bit of resistance and that, but obviously, you know, what we've got to see is when Bitcoin starts pushing through, and obviously that dominance, we want that dominance to come down, but obviously CRO is looking pretty strong, in my opinion. We had that big downtrend that came down. We broke through that. We've come up to this area of resistance. Now, like I said before in previous videos, if we can break this resistance here, around about getting up to that 18 pence mark, the next line of resistance is around about that 25, 26, 27 pence mark as well, like. But obviously we could break through that, we're going to come up to this resistance, and then from that point of view, there's nothing really in between here to get to that 50 pence mark, in my opinion, like. And obviously if Bitcoin starts making its moves parabolic, or to get past all-time high and going on to further afield, then obviously it's going to send a lot of the altcoins. But obviously we're looking at, like, if we look at Ethereum at the moment, Ethereum's been making some moves, because don't forget, we have Bitcoin moves, then we'll have Ethereum, then we'll have the higher caps, the lower caps, and then we'll have the micro caps. But we always seem to go in these stages as well. So at the moment, we can see Ethereum's making some nice moves. So at the moment, obviously we've got that in the May time, maybe that Ethereum ETF may come about. But Ethereum is starting to look quite strong in the Bitcoin pair as well. We're starting to come up this trend line. We want to break this trend line and make it up for Ethereum. But obviously looking at CRO as well, like, so obviously we've broken that trend line. As you can see here, we've broken that trend line, and hopefully we're finding a bit of support here, and on the CRO and Bitcoin pair we can start to make our moves up, because obviously we want this Bitcoin dominance to start to sort of top out and come down, and then obviously Bitcoin just to go a bit sideways for now, and obviously dominance to come down as well, and then obviously the Bitcoin pair is going to increase even more, and we went quite up to zero, how many sixes, 2708 up there was about 16% or something like that. But the crow at the moment, it's come up to that bit of resistance, break that resistance. There's nothing to take us up till, like I said, 25, 27, and then up to 50 cents. But everything looking really, really good, really mega bullish on CRO. This bull market is only at the beginning, and we've got a long way to go. But obviously, we've got Chris says here, and this is the CEO, the market is back, and so are the rewards, and they keep on bringing the rewards back, which is absolutely bullish, because obviously, pardon me, what you've got to realise is, Chris, who is a CEO, he gets to see everything that's going on behind closed doors. He sees the numbers of people that are coming into the crypto space, and they've got graphs which show the more and more people coming in, and we can see that with what's happened with Coinbase where they crash and such like. But obviously, yeah, retail are coming in thick and fast, and they're coming in thick and fast, no doubt, to crypto.com, because obviously they're bringing these new rewards in and the old rewards again too. So there's lots of things going on. They see what numbers. I mean, actually really good at some point with Chris or crypto.com could come out and actually give us some new figures. Maybe they're waiting for a milestone point before they do that. So it's looking all good. But obviously, like you said, on this here, the earn that's coming out, Earn Plus, just got an upgrade. You can now enjoy 10% PA on USDC and allocate it on additional US 1 million. Start receiving higher rewards now. You can click on the link, it'll give you more details. That tokens available and rates vary by jurisdiction, so obviously depending on which country you're from as well, and obviously which tokens you're having the earn on will depend on how much percentage you get. And obviously if you lock it, I think you have to lock it up as well. There's some ones where it's flexible, you get less percentage, but if you lock it up for like 3 months or something like that, you probably get the top whack percentage. But obviously it's worth doing your research before on hand, before you ever do anything, before you ever stake any or USDC or whatever. It's always worth doing your research beforehand. But also not forgetting, also Main City, that if you're not up with crypto.com and Main City, it's worth just going to Main City. It's a fabulous game to play. It's really exciting and really interesting game to play, in that you can buy lots and lots of gear on there as well, and build your community too. And it said here, Crow Farm, we can't wait to unveil the crypto.com tactical gear collection. Well, we'll put the finishing touches on. We'll need your help to name 2 legendary elite tactical gear NFTs, the Power Generation Rogues and Data Paid of Petabyte Element. So you can keep on going through here, and it tells you how you can get them and what you need to do. So ready to put in your naming skills to the test. Hit us with your very best names, 2 legendary NFTs above, and it gives you all the information about the gear there. So it's a great game to play. It's worth going to www.maincity, clicking on it. It's a free game to play. It doesn't cost you anything. Obviously, you know, if you want to go and buy extra gear, equipment, buildings, you might have to buy it with your CRO. And that, but it's worth checking it out, download, having a go at it, having a game of it, see what you think and that. But looking at CRO, but obviously CRO is looking really bullish. You know, I've got a price. People are coming out with price targets of $2.5, and to me personally, I think $2.5 we could be easily achieved in this bull market when everything, all the alts start blasting off. I really do see. So we need to get past these milestones first. Like I said, get past this 18 pence mark. Get past the 25, 27 mark, get past the 15%, and we're up and away. We're heading all the way up past 2 all-time highs, to new pastures green. That's what I'm thinking. But if we can get to $1, that's going to be a life changer. I think if we do get to $1, on about $1, I really do think we could have a bit of pressure there, a bit of sell pressure, because obviously people will have like this, obviously want to sell. No doubt, because some people will be in major profit and may want to take some nice profits off that. So you just got to bear in mind, when we do get to that all-time high, which we will get to that all-time high, I'm pretty confident of it. Nothing's ever 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident we do get to that $1. There will be some sell pressure around about that way, unless something happens and it just bashes straight through it and into pastures green. But there, $2.50. why not? I can't see why we can't in 2024/2025. But, you know, if you've been building your stack down here, you're in some nice profits. And if you get to this $1, you're going to be in some mega profits in that. So it's always bear that in mind. You know, every big move up we have, there could be a correction at some point, and that's throughout the market as well. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Give us a thumbs up and give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you don't like what I'm doing, give us a thumbs down. All your support is much appreciated as always, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.